Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Nathan Chan, and in this video, we're gonna be sharing with you exactly how to do influencer marketing with micro influencers. Now, you're probably thinking, who the hell is this guy? Why is he qualified to teach this? Well, my name's Nathan Chan. I'm the CEO and publisher of Founder Magazine. I've built 2 businesses using Instagram. We'll pull them up here on the screen. One of our Instagram accounts, Founder, grows over 1,000+ followers a day. Been able to generate millions of dollars using Instagram and influencer marketing. Would have worked with well over 1,000+ influencers. I've been on Instagram for like 3 or 4 years. I've been putting in the time, beating on my craft, spent probably thousands upon thousands, maybe even close to 10,000 hours plus playing around with this platform. So I hope I can teach you a ton of gold when it comes to growing your Instagram account. All right, so you're probably wondering, some of you guys might be like, what the hell is a micro influencer? Aren't they all the same? Influencers are influencers. Well, micro influencers are basically people with a following between 5 to 15 to 20K. It's usually influencers on the lower side of a following, an Instagram following. And the reason that you might want to work with micro influencers is because if you think of it from a numbers standpoint, if you have a budget of, let's just say, $2,000, you could work with one influencer and it might cost for $2,000 US. You might work with them and they have 300,000 followers. Or you could work with 10 to 20 micro influencers and you could just like get a far better result. And you're gonna get like 10 to 20 pieces of content and you might generate more sales. So another thing that I've found as well is micro influencers, they can have a really, really engaged tribe. And there's this concept of 1,000 true fans by Kevin Kelly, and you only need like a small portion of people that have a really, really like devoted, or like they just trust that influencer so much that if a recommendation for a product is made, they will go and buy it. So I know it's easy to look at like, oh, well, we got to work with that influencer because she has or he has like 1 million+ followers. That would be way better than working with 20 people that only have 10,000 followers. What you might find, and I've found from my experience, just because an influencer has 1 million followers, if you get them to post, it doesn't mean you're going to make a ton of sales. The key thing to take away is it's all about the relationship that that influencer has with their followers. That's what you want to find. You want to find an influencer that has an incredibly strong relationship with their followers. And sometimes these 1 million+ accounts, they actually don't. And what we're seeing these days is there's a massive trend toward using micro influencers to post and promote your products or services because they have an engaged tribe, they work harder to provide them value, and they just care more, and they treat their community and their tribe and their followers so much better. So how can you use micro influencers? How can you tap into this kind of new wave of thinking of doing influencer marketing? Well, the first thing you can do is send them your product or your service and ask them to come, like if you have a service, you can ask them to come in and receive that service, etc., etc. And you can get them to create content for you or in exchange, or you can get them to post for you in exchange for that product or that service. You might have to pay them, but generally if you do, it's not going to cost you nowhere near as much. But from my experience, the real power is working with micro influencers that have a really deep relationship with their audience. It's low risk. A lot of times when you send product or work with influencers, they don't always post, and that has to be expected. Let's just say you want to send out 100 products a month. You should not expect 100 people to post and promote just for whatever reason. It just doesn't happen. You should expect it around 60 to 70% to post or promote or do whatever and provide the content. And it's hard to hold people accountable. It's it's a Wild West industry, to be honest. So pretty much when you work with micro influencers, It's easier because they're more committed, they don't have as large a following, they don't work with as many brands, they don't have as many brands or companies hitting them up, and it's all about the content. And then if you do get sales, then that's an added benefit as well. Now, when I say it's all about the content, what you really want is the content that these micro influencers can use to create for you, using your product, using your service, and then you take that content and put it in your Facebook ads or your Instagram ads or your YouTube ads, or post it on your story or on your Instagram feed, and that's going to generate sales as well, which is really, really, really powerful. So now that we know why you would want to work with micro influencers and kind of mix up the strategy, you can use some big ones, but always, if you can, try and use a lot of micro influencers. Then the next thing is, how do you find them? Now, the way to find micro influencers is just look at people that already follow your brand. I think that's a really good starting point. There's tools that you can use to scan and to see like all the accounts that are following you, like who has the most followers. That's a really powerful way to start. So look within. The next thing you want to be doing is looking around within your niche or the market that you serve. Like, look at the people that are following you right now, your company or your brand or your personal page or whatever, and look at who's commenting, who's liking, who's engaging. Because if they follow your company, they might follow other companies or other people that are serving a similar market or a similar industry or niche, and look at who they follow. And then once you start to build up this bit of a list of accounts that have between 5,000 to 10, 20, 30,000 followers, then from there, you want to create a spreadsheet. Just create a spreadsheet and you start to list them out. And you want to look at the engagement. Like, how many comments do they have? How many likes do they have? Comments is obviously the main thing that you want to look at, because likes don't exist anymore. Maybe Instagram will bring that back, maybe they won't, it doesn't really matter. But you want to look at the comments, and that's really, really powerful. You want to look for any signs of this page is really, really engaged. And then you want to use a tool called Social Blade. It's very, very powerful, because what it shows you is how fast an account is growing, and you can see the history of that account's growth. And if you can see an account is growing, like for example the founder account, we're growing 1,000 to 2,000 new followers a day, it shows our account's very, very healthy. If that micro influencer's account is growing very, very fast, they eventually might be a very, very big influencer. So if you can get them early on in their journey, it's really, really powerful. So use Social Blade to look at their account, and then you start to build up a list. Do they have a YouTube channel? That's another big one. Have they been on TV or reality TV? That's another big one. More video exposure that they've had with their follower base or tribe. Really, really powerful. It builds trust. You're more likely to get sales. Look at the content that they create right now as well. You want great micro influencers that create incredible content, that go the extra mile, take these incredible photos, take these incredible videos, because you can use that. That's less work that you have to put in to create content for you to post consistently on your page. Then the next thing you want to do is you either email them or DM them. Now, I've found from my experience that influencers that have their email in their bio, that means they're open for business. That means they're looking to work with brands. If they don't, that's okay too, just DM them. And then what you want to do is you want to reach out to a certain amount. From my experience, if you reach out to 100, depending on how awesome your product or service is and how much perceived value it has, if you reach out to 100, you might get maybe 30 responses, 40 responses, and then from there you might get 10 to 20 that will work with you, maybe 30, just depends, but this is a good ratio to work with. And then start working with them and see how it goes. It's very, very low risk. You can only, it's easier for your budget as well, and it's a really, really powerful strategy to rapidly grow your business. I know some e-commerce companies that work with like 500 plus or 1,000 plus micro influencers per month, which is insane when you think about it. But imagine how much content they get. Imagine how much goodwill and how much they're just omnipresence, and they're just absolutely everywhere, and their products and their services are plastered everywhere. It's really, really powerful. So when you're reaching out to micro influencers, what you want to say is something like, hey, I'm from this company, or hey, I run this company, this is what we're really passionate about, this is our why, and we really love the content that you create. We're wondering if you can create some content for us if we send you our product, or we wonder if you come in for a free haircut. It's all complimentary, and we'd love for you to do some posts, like what would that look like, or would this be something you're interested in doing? Like, we'd love to hear from you. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and got a ton of value. Make sure you go and check out our other videos that we've created on Instagram growth. We also interview some of the greatest entrepreneurs of our generation, companies that have made over $1 billion plus and all sorts of crazy things. So make sure you check out our interviews. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We post content every single week to help you start or grow or scale your business. And make sure you leave us a comment and give us a thumbs up. I'd love to hear in the comments section, like, did you enjoy this video? What did you think? Like, use these strategies. Go and start working with micro influencers. Let us know in the comments how it goes. All right, guys, I'll see you in another video.
The Founder mission is to help you create an ass-kicking business and help you learn straight from the mouths of world-class founders. Get your free printed edition of Founder Magazine featuring Sir Richard Branson. Just cover shipping and handling at founder.com/Branson.